What up, everybody? Welcome to the Red Pill TV. I'm your boy Lonnie. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Please share, comment, and like this video. What I'm doing right now is doing a reaction video to a person that did a reaction to what was going on in this video. Holiday Inn employee freak out. You know, I wouldn't label it like that, but he decided to label it. That's his choice, his prerogative. You know, but obviously many of people seen this video, on Instagram, Facebook, what have you. And a lot of people gave their 2 cents that doesn't understand the serious issues with mental health or mental breakdowns. Okay? And I am here to show you that it's a serious issue. Okay? And a lot of people might overlook this, but mental illness is not something to overlook. So without further ado, let's check out this video, and I'm going to give my commentary throughout the video and at the end of this video. Let's go.
Not really, no.
So you want to get mad and hit the computer because you made a mistake? Because your company made a mistake? You want to take it out on me?
I'm not taking it out on you.
So why did you get mad and hit the computer? Why did you get mad and hit the computer?
Because I have mental.
I'm sure you're on camera, right?
Yeah, I am.
I'm sure you're on camera. So this is the type of people they have working here.
I gotta go, man. I gotta go. You ruined my whole life, man.
Wow. You gotta be kidding me.
See, right there, it was clues from when he hit the computer. It's clues of what happened after the fact that he started recording. Instead of being understanding of what's going on, but many people don't have the eye or the understanding, especially if you're in defense mode, like the customer was. So right there is no compassion or empathy whatsoever, because the customer is worried about whatever situation he is having with the hotel. Mental illness is nothing to joke about. Okay? It's nothing to joke about. I see my fair share at my hospital, and I can tell you firsthand, it's nothing to play with. You don't know what mental state that these people are, and mental illness and mental breakdowns can happen at any given time. Not just what happened to this guy. When he said this is who they're hiring, nobody admits that they have mental illnesses or mental problems during the process of employment. The employers don't ask for that, okay? Because that will be in violation of someone's privacy. You don't know at what time of day or even when mental illness would happen or a mental breakdown will happen, okay? It can happen at any given moment. You could walk outside to the store and you can have a mental breakdown. You can wake up in the morning, try to take a shower, you can have a mental breakdown. You can go up into the bathroom and brush your teeth and have a mental breakdown. You could be sitting at the dinner table and have a mental breakdown. There is no set time for anybody to have a mental breakdown. And let me just add this, okay? Mental breakdowns is not subjected to one specific race. I just want y'all to understand this, okay? Because later on, somebody's going to mention that it has to do with a white man, okay? I'm just saying. Now, I'm going to continue with the video.
Wow.
There are so many things wrong with both this video and the comments. So I'm seeing a bunch of people saying, take sympathy on this guy because he has a mental illness. And to that I say, you clearly know, this guy clearly knows that he has an issue because he said so. And yet you choose to work in a hospitality related job where you're constantly around people all day long.
Yes, he had mentioned that he had an issue. When did this issue arise? Nobody knows. For all we know, he could have been having a rough day. Something important could have happened in his life that he got bad news and caused this. And then all of a sudden you get the pressure of, the customer badgering him. And now I'm not saying that he's right for doing what he did, but you got to take accountability of the customer badgering him, getting angry for something that he had no control over. For all we know, he woke up trying to have a good day for the remainder of the day, because who knows what type of person he is. He could have took this job and was like, yo, I'm done, and walked off and committed suicide. That's how serious mental illness is. This guy had a mental breakdown in the hospital, and maybe just because the guy was upset, he took it personal, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Okay? I'm not saying that we should feel sympathy, but we should be understanding that mental illness does exist. And it can happen to the best of us.
Does that make any sense? As someone who struggled with mental health and doesn't like talking to people, I do food delivery apps.
Okay, but this could have been a situation that happened recently. Just because you do food delivery apps, that doesn't mean that other people's are going to follow in your footsteps. He has the right to make a living. Okay? And like I said, for all we know, this could have been a buildup throughout the years. Okay? It could have been a buildup throughout the years. Just because you did something that helped you, that doesn't necessarily mean that the people that actually gone through this have to give up their livelihood because you did yours a different way. Mental illness can hit you, or mental breakdown can hit you at any given time. Okay? Who's to say that he has multiple mental illnesses or mental breakdowns prior to this one? We don't know that. But for you to say, oh, I did this, so, it worked for me. We are all different from everybody, okay? What works for you may not necessarily work for the next person, okay? And having a mental illness or a mental breakdown doesn't mean you got to be antisocial. Okay, I worked with a lot of people that had a breakdown, and there's pressure. We are human. Sometimes it gets the best of us, and we need an outlet. Sometimes it's the way he displays it, and other ways is for people to commit suicide and shoot themselves. God forbid that happens. And there are people who call somebody. But instead of being understanding, you are attacking. You are the one that had admitted to having a mental meltdown. And you are attacking him for having one. That is, quite frankly, the most hypocritical statement you can make. And that's pathetic. You, of all people, should be empathetic and understanding. I'm not saying give him sympathy, because we don't know what the range of this is. We don't know what type of day he was having prior to him meeting up with this guy. And that was the last straw, and he broke down. For all you know, something bad could have happened prior to him getting to work. And encountering this gentleman, this customer, set him off. Set both of them off. I'm just saying.
For my job, where I pick up the food, I drop it off. Most people want contactless nowadays. There's basically zero social interaction. That's what you do if you don't want to be around people.
Who's to say that he didn't want to be around people. Did he mention that he didn't want to be around people? Did he mention he's not a people person? Obviously, he is in the field that he wanted to be in, right? He did not at any point of this video stated that he didn't want to be around somebody. Not one time. But you're going to make the assumption because you went through something like this and you're comparing yourself to him. Every situation is different from one another. Remember that.
You choose to work a desk job where you're constantly around people all day long, and then you wonder why you're going through this situation.
No. He chose this job because he wanted to make a living. It's not the fact that he wanted to be around people. He has to make some type of living for him to sustain a livable situation, right? We all do. Okay? Just like you decided to adapt to the contactless app or whatever the case may be. But I guarantee you, if COVID never hit, you would have been delivering food and encountering people left and right. So stop with that bullshit.
Secondly, hitting the computer is unprofessional. Like, there's no way around that. It's unprofessional as fuck.
It's unprofessional. Who cares about being professional at the time of a meltdown? Okay? Once you have a meltdown, you're not in control of what's going on around you. You're in a state of chaos. Who cares about a fucking computer? Okay? His mental state is more important than a damn computer that could be replaced. Because for all we know, that one mental breakdown could have been his last day on this planet. He could have ran off, jumped off a bridge, ran in front of traffic, and killed himself. And you worried about some unprofessional computer situation? Now I'm starting to question if you really had mental illness or a mental breakdown. Because you're showing no type of empathy whatsoever. You're attacking this man left and right.
And then to sit there and say, oh, you ruined my life, and start crying for sympathy. You didn't say anything offensive. You didn't say anything racist or homophobic. Nothing's going to happen to you.
That has nothing to do with this situation. Race, gender has nothing to do with this. It has nothing to do with this. You're race baiting and gender baiting at this moment. Okay? That's what you're doing. Now I know that you didn't have a mental breakdown just by this whole statement that you just said. I believe you're full of shit. You don't know what's going on in his mind. You don't know what is going on in his life. For you to even say something like this, it had nothing to do with race or gender or sexuality. Mental illness does not care if you're gay, straight, black, or white. It happens. You don't know what his life is like.
If you didn't smash the computer, he wouldn't have filmed you. You understand that? People keep videos because there are a lot of people out there who lie. I've dealt with it in my line of work. Customers who lie. So I have to get things on camera. That's just the world we live in. You need to record these transactions when this is your money at stake.
At this point, money is not even a fucking factor. You're worried about your job at this point. Okay? Of course the customer's going to record it because something violent happened. But at the same time, there was no understanding why it happened. And when he said you ruined my life, is because he's not in the right frame of mind. He is not in the right frame of mind. And this further concludes my theory about you having an actual mental breakdown. I believe you're just full of horse shit when you said this. Now, I could be wrong, just like you could be wrong about this man. This is my assumption of you. Okay? Your life is different from his. He's not going to have the same mental breakdown as you did. Okay? And you have to be understanding that we are not the same. And for you to make it about sexuality and a race thing, that has nothing to do with a mental breakdown.
And the biggest issue I have also is just the double standard when it comes to these freakouts, where you see this guy freaking out, this white man, and automatically give him the benefit of the doubt of, oh, it must be mental health. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube right now, which you're already on if you're watching this video, and just search for Woman Destroys Store.
And it has not, like I said, it has nothing to do with your gender. It has nothing to do with your race or your sexuality. You're reaching right now. You're seriously reaching.
And compare the comments when it's a black woman or a black person compared to...
Who cares? Everybody has a difference of opinion. Okay, whether you're black, white, Asian, Russian, or whatever. Everybody has a different of opinion. Okay, it's not about a race. It's about mental health, mental illness, a meltdown, period. Okay? Bottom line, it doesn't have to make a choice. Mental illness doesn't be like, okay, because you're a white guy, let me give this to you. Oh, because you're a black person, let me get you a little bit of it. It has no preference. It happens to all of us.
To a white person. Every single comment is giving the white person the benefit of the doubt and saying they must be going through some type of episode, they need help, they need therapy. When it's a black person, it's, oh, they must be on drugs. Oh.
Listen, I can understand where you're coming from, but you cannot compare the two. As I stated, mental illness has no preference. Okay? It doesn't have a preference. 9 out of 10 times you will attack this guy. You will clown this guy for what he's going through. Just like you attacked him during it. For if I didn't know any better, I would think that you are jealous of this guy for the fact that he's a white man. Because you mentioned, oh, if you go look at this girl that had his mental breakdown, you see the comment section. Everybody has a different of opinion when it comes to situations like this. No one event is the same. Okay?
Oh, this is crazy. Oh, this is so hilarious. And this is what I'm talking about, where you're not taken seriously when it's, you know, a person of color. So,
see, right now you're race baiting. You're race baiting, and this is where I'm going to conclude the video at. Okay? It is unnecessary to add race. It is unnecessary to add gender or sexuality to this debate or this accusation or whatever you want to call it. The bottom line is this. A person had a mental breakdown. We don't know what situation he was going through, what his life was like prior to him working. And for you to say, oh, I had a mental breakdown and what I did was get a job where I don't have to interact with people. Okay, that's your choice because you're not a people person. You don't know what his life is like. We all have a mental breakdown at one point in time in our lives. You know? And sometimes we have to step away to make a comeback. You know what I'm saying? So for you to say something like that is really ludicrous. Literally. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Share, like, and comment. Hit that notification bell for more original content. And I'll check you out later. Thank you.